Sorry guys, we're going to start over here real quick. You should all be able to see our screen now. So again, welcome to the Duda Pro launch webinar. With me today is Oscar and Cody.
Hello.
And we'll be going through the new launch. First, we'll start off with a quick review of the last year. We'll then move into the Duda Pro program that you're all going to benefit from. All of you are now Duda Pro partners. We'll then get to the new features, and we'll finish up with the Q&A. If we aren't able to answer all the questions during the Q&A, we will try to get to them via email later. So with that, let's go over the last year. Just 12 months ago, we introduced Duda White, our white label editor and tool set to partners. And in that last 12 months, we've had a lot go on here at Duda. We've had additional 2 million websites created on our platform. Pretty impressive number. Now,
that's a lot.
Yeah, now servicing over 8 million sites on the platform since we launched. Also in the last year, we've witnessed over 2 billion visits to those websites.
Wow.
Really excited to see this. Duda sites are actually driving traffic to small business websites.
Definitely.
We also, just last February, launched our responsive site builder Duda One, which has been growing in popularity with more and more sites being added on it every day. And even more impressive, this is what comes down to how you as partners help us out a lot, but we're seeing that we've generated over 12 million click-to-calls, 5 million click-to-maps, and 2 million open table reservations on websites. That is real business. Those are real customers reaching out to those small businesses to contact them and to hopefully become actual paying customers for those businesses. And we do like to toot our own horn here just a bit. We were able to win over 10 industry awards this year. We have a couple more coming out in the next month or so that we'll be able to announce.
Our trophy case is growing.
Yeah, it really does. It's really impressive, and it's fun to work for a company where our product gets recognized the way it does. And in addition, we've actually also started to work with more and more of these larger companies that help drive our platform and get us further integrated into more and more spaces. But with that, let's get to what you came for, the launch of Duda Pro. As I said just a minute ago, all of you as partners are now on the Duda Pro plan. And so what does that mean? Well, really what that means is Duda Design and Duda White have been merged into one partner program. You now as a pro have access to all the Duda Design tool sets as well as all of the white label capabilities of Duda White. In addition to that, we're going to go over some brand new features that are really pro-focused features that we've launched as part of Duda Pro. And I just want to do a quick update on what's going on with us internally. We've gone through some realignments at Duda, and we've realized that this partner user base is one of the ones that's just most important to us. We really want to start to support you more, give you more partner-focused tools, and provide more of a partner emphasis on the whole. So what you'll notice is with this, our engineering team has been reorganized into a more agile format. We've done cross-functional teams. Now, I won't bore you with the details too much, but basically it just means that each team includes developers, QA engineers, product people, everyone they need so that whenever a team is assigned to a project, it can actually execute on that project and get it out the door all on its own.
Yeah, the teams are fully autonomous, so each team, although small, has every player that is needed to get the projects out in a nice, timely manner and to give you the features that you want. And we're going to focus on quality over quantity.
Yep, that's going to be the new mantra. So if you ever see that things get either pushed out for delay reasons or whatnot, that is because they want to make sure the product is done right when it's launched. So we'll be focused exclusively on trying to get really top quality products out the door when they're ready. The last bit of information is in order to better support our pros and have this pro focus, phone support is now going to be dedicated to partners. We're one of the few platforms out there that does offer phone support. We know we don't cover as many hours as everyone might like, but we really do strive to have our in-house support team available and ready for pros.
And remember, it's US-based, so no matter what, you'll always get somebody who is familiar with the product, and they weren't just outsourced. They are well-versed in the Duda platform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we overhear a lot of your support calls, actually, because they're happening 15 feet away from us.
Yeah, so we're happy to have even more support dedicated to our pros and our engineering efforts more aligned with what we're trying to do for you guys. But with that, let's dive into the features. I think that's what we really want to get into. So, Cody, I think you're going to start up with some changes to the editor.
Yeah, it's one of the first things you guys are going to notice when you log into the editor today, if you haven't already, let me see if I can get my mouse over here, is we've completely redesigned this sidebar. So it's a lot more concise, a lot easier to use than the old sidebar. So if you click on one of these elements here, let me click on, let's say, Add Element, you'll notice that the rest of the sidebar condenses into this menu area over here. So it's just really easy to go through, and you don't have a lot of clutter with all the other buttons collapsing inside the same.
What kind of menu would you think that is? A hamburger menu?
I would never call it a hamburger menu. I like to call it the menu icon, but some people say hamburger menu. But the patty's never the same exact size as the bun, so that just doesn't make sense to me.
We'll make it work.
And this was done for a couple of reasons. Obviously, you'll see now there's a couple new sections in this menu, plus we expect to add more. And this design really gives us the flexibility to put more tools at your fingertips while making sure that it's still clear and easy to use.
Exactly. And one of the things you guys will probably really like, if you notice when I go into Add Element, we brought back all of the elements organized right at the top level here. They're no longer condensed and hidden behind a section. So you can just quickly get to the elements that you need and that you want to drag and drop onto the page right off the bat without having to go through that extra layer. So I know that's something you guys requested a lot, so I'm really happy to announce that it's here for you too. A couple more improvements we've added. You may notice that we've removed some of the unnecessary JavaScript from the editor itself, making just transitions faster, animations are faster. When you change pages, you'll notice a quick fade. It's really smooth and nice. We also cleaned up some of the unnecessary CSS, so it loads quicker. So you're going to find that the new editor is easier to use, more responsive, cleaner, faster loading than it was before.
Yeah, improvements all around.
Those changes actually apply to the sites, the themes themselves. The sites had all got refreshed with any extraneous CSS being removed, cleaning the code up to make sure that page loads as quickly as it can.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So that's the editor. Oscar, I think we've had a big launch with Insights. You want to dig into that?
So yeah, as of today, Insights is official, or Insight, I should say, is officially launched and available to the public. Partners, though, will benefit the most, mainly because you will be offering Insight, hopefully, to your clients or your customers. And
so a quick recap, what was Insight?
Well, for those of you that aren't familiar with Insight, Insight is a tool here at Duda, brand new, allows you to add dynamic content to your site to hopefully engage your customers in a different way. And the way it does that is by you program what certain content you want to present to the customer or to the user, and based on a certain criteria, whether it's time and date, device, location, or based on times visited on the site, it will present that content during those criteria, and then from there you can add even more aspects to the site and change it accordingly. So here I'm going to go into a demo of how you can do that. So I've selected Create a New Insight, and if you look here, we've broken it down to the most common pre-built insights. So if you were looking to add a coupon or some kind of promotion on your site, you select this insight. If you wanted to base it off of location, maybe somebody that was nearby your city or within a geographical fence, you can choose this insight. And so on. We've got one for returning visitors, first-time visitors, but the most important one here for partners would probably be the Build Your Own Insight. And so this was something that was requested during the Insight beta, and now it's available to you, so you can create any type of insight you can imagine, and the possibilities are really endless here. But for this example, I'll be going over the special promotion. There we go. And so just by looking at this screen here, it's broken down into the flow, your position in the flow of the insight creation, then what the actual insight will do in verbal form. So here we actually type out, if the visitor comes to the site on August 5th, display a coupon. And here's where I can edit the criteria. So what triggers this event will be this. When this date comes, so it's, what is this, August 5th, and it's going to be, let's change this here to 12 p.m. and we'll change the ending time to 1 p.m. Get it to click. Okay, so now if we notice here where it describes the insight, it says, if the visitor comes to the site between August 5th at 12 p.m. To August 5th, 1 p.m., display a coupon. And then we can also set other criteria like when it reoccurs, once, weekly, daily. I'm going to keep it at once to just for this example. And then when we're ready, we can preview it in our calendar. That is when it will happen. If we had multiple insights, you would see other ones here appear as well. So this preview is a nice way of showing what insights are active, because not only can you add one, but you might want to stack insights or add more than one for other than events, promotions. You might want to add videos or other content. All right, so now we'll move to the next step. We'll choose the coupon that we want. Here, this is the internal Dudo coupon that we've pre-built for you. Got two different layouts. You can also choose what page it will go on. So I've just selected this coupon here.
That's a new feature since the beta that we allow you to pick the page. So we know some folks wanted to have coupons maybe appear on every page, or they wanted to have after-hours announcements on every page. You can go in and select that now.
Yeah, for those of you, most people weren't in the beta, but for those of you that were in the beta, you'll notice that before you previously only had access to the home. Now it's available on every page. Insight is intended to be used all across your site. Okay. So now that I've hit next, we are taking into Insight editing mode. And in Insight editing mode, this is where you'll actually be able to select where you want the insight to appear and what other content you want to appear. So in this case, I have my insight, my primary insight here with the coupon. I can change this content. I can replace the image if I wanted to. I can get rid of it. I can also change this coupon. Remember, you don't have to use the coupon that Dudo gives you. You can also use an image. You can also add in custom content. So if I wanted to add, let's say, a YouTube video, I could present that here. And I would just have to add a link. I won't add a link, but let's say that this is my insight here. You can also choose to hide certain content. Maybe we only want to present the visitor with just that coupon. Everything else will be hidden. And let's leave the footer. All right. So let's say we're done with this insight. We could change the text or go even further in modifications, but we'll just leave it this way. And now we'll hit done. And here we can either choose to display the insight once per visitor or leave it up for as many visits as you want.
Also, you want to rename the insight, right?
That's right. Here I've got a generic special promotion, but we'll just call this webinar promotion. And the reason he mentions that we should rename this is because when you have multiple insights active, it's just better to clarify what insight does what.
Also, in a future release, we'll be doing some additional analytics and tracking for insights. So you want to make sure it's a name that you can recognize so you know which one you're seeing in your analytics reports.
Right. All right. So now, if I go to preview my site, you'll notice also that at the top, you'll see Select Insight. So once we're in preview mode, which you're all familiar with as you're working on your sites and building them, you'll also see next to it, Select Insight. I'll go ahead and select the webinar coupon, and it will actually make the insight active on my site. And if you notice, I chose to hide all the other content but the footer. Right? And so now, while this insight's active, during these times, if the visitor comes to the site between August 5th, 12 p.m. and August 5th, 1 p.m., display this coupon. And that's exactly what's occurring. Here I've got the coupon displayed and only the coupon. You can choose to show or hide whatever content you want, but the main point is that you get your insight.
It's a good point is we actually put a lot of articles on our blog recently regarding insights, how they should be used, what the real benefit is. Our CEO just posted on it today, so I would suggest you head over to blog.dudomobile.com at your time and take a look at those articles. We've also posted them on the Facebook group, but this personalized content trend is something we're really going to focus on. This differentiates us from just about everybody else on the market. Personalized content was something that required a large IT department and web development team to go out and do, and now we've made it a very simple trigger function. You choose the trigger, you choose what you want it to display, and then you take it from there.
Actually, there's a web article today covering us calling it responsive content, which I thought was an interesting name for it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a game changer for sure. This is, like Kim said, no one else offers this, and I think this is an innovative tool that marketers and pros and pretty much anyone that's looking to offer something, the next big it factor onto their sites, this is going to be it. So I have one more example here, and that would be adding a build your own insight. So we did a special promotion. Now we can actually choose to build our own. So as opposed to just taking the pre-built one, we'll go ahead and follow the same flow, but we'll make our own. We can add the trigger here. I'll make sure that it's available to people visiting on a certain device and also from a certain location. So you can also choose the other ones, but those two are the ones I'll be using for my example. And how about we just make it available to all devices? You can also select only mobile users if you're looking to offer coupons for some reason. You can select that criteria here. And now I can actually select the location. A question earlier was whether or not I can place any location here. And yes, you can. Let's say you're located in Turkey. I can choose Turkey. You can pretty much choose any city that loads up in a Google map, but here I'll just choose Palo Alto, California, since that's where Duda is. So now, if the visitor uses a mobile device and reaches my site from Palo Alto, display a, and that's when I'll choose either to display a new row of content, because Insight is essentially a row. It's just content in a row because of the way the Duda sites are built, or you can actually add an effect. So here I'll choose an effect, and I will select, there's quite a few here, but the one I like is fireworks. And so remember the rule here, if the visitor uses a mobile device, reaches it from Palo Alto, show fireworks. Okay, you can also change a couple settings here, like what pages you want to show it on and for how long. I'll go ahead and play it for 20 seconds. All right, so I'll continue here. Remember, you can choose to display it just once per visitor or permanently during the time frame. All right, I'll go ahead and save the insight. Oh, I didn't name it.
It's okay. We know what it is.
All right, so now if I go to preview, I'll go to the build my own insight, and I'll be able to see my fireworks effects on mobile.
It automatically jumped to mobile to show you the difference between that one and the other.
But let's just go ahead and show you what it looks like on all three devices. And it only shows up on mobile because I chose to only show it on mobile.
Awesome, guys. We really think you should get in there and play with this tool. There's a lot of different potential uses cases for this. A couple we've come up with internally was any sort of a medical facility or veterinary. Maybe the contact us information during operating hours is a certain number or an email address, but for after hours emergency contact, you display something different. Maybe again for mobile, you use some sort of incentive base because someone is looking on a mobile device, they may be close. And if they're within that region, you want to keep your hooks in them to get them to show up at your restaurant or bar or store.
Right. This helps with those loyalty or those coupon-based offers. This is a great way to offer that to your clientele or just your users in general.
One more question we got a lot of the previous webinar regarding coupons. Obviously, we have our own coupon widget here that we use. If your particular vendor uses a specific redemption system, you can upload those coupons into the coupon editor. It would just be a matter of you getting the image, whether it be a barcode or a QR code, that you wanted to display and uploading it into the editor. And if we have more questions on this, we'll go over it during the Q&A.
Definitely.
Great, Oscar. So that's Insight. We have a lot more coming on this. You'll see regular updates from us in the partner portal as well as through email and through our blog because this is where we're going to be doing a lot more enhancements.
Be sure to check it out right now. It's available in your editor, so if you go back to the menu there, you'll just see it at the bottom, and feel free to start testing it out.
All right. The next area, stats. This was really important to a lot of folks. We listened to you guys and wanted to make sure we enhance the statistics and analytics around the platform. This is an example site. It's actually a live site that we built for a client that's basically a winery. They get a fair amount of traffic, but I wanted to use them as our example for a Duda One site and our new stats product. If you log into the editor and click on stats for any of your products, you'll see our new stats page. We took the time to break the stats out by the three major views, desktop, tablet, and mobile, and included a lot more information for you so that you can go in and get really detailed analytics on your particular site. So here we'll see all three are selected, and we see user engagement, we see traffic, and we see total page views. But now we can start to break them out either individually or by device, and we'll see now when we go down, we're seeing individual traffic by device. Really kind of cool stuff to see. tablet getting a significant number of views in some days, whereas mobile gets others, and desktop still being the predominant one. We're able to go through and break this out. You can also choose to download this information as a PDF, just like before. This PDF is basically an image of what you've selected. So in this case, I've selected these three. I open the PDF, and you'll see I get the same report here generated that I could send to a customer. If you have a logo in the editor, which I don't in this version, you would be able to have that logo attached to this PDF as well. In addition to that, we offer information on content, which again can be divided by device, looking at which pages are generating the most activity. Engagement, which records basically events like click-to-call, visits, page visits, form submissions, click-to-maps, all of those individual items.
Yeah, any type of call to action will be shown here, and it'll be displayed.
Also traffic sources, so we're looking at where people are coming from. Browsers and OSs, which is basically what you think. You can look at whether or not you're getting more Android versus iOS traffic. Geolocation is really interesting. Basically, you get a world view. We can go based on the United States or world. So if we break out here from the world view, we can see where the traffic's coming from by this color scale. If we click on any country, we'll break it down into that individual country. We can actually go into the state view if we want to for these. Really rich analytics showing you exactly where your traffic's coming from. We mentioned earlier, though, that the Insight section will be updated. It's still not there just yet. This is about a week, 2 weeks out, and we'll start having a dedicated section to Insight engagement, so you're able to report on that as well. Now, all that's great, but that's not all there is to it. We've now added, since you're all part of Pro, white labeled statistics that can be emailed to your customers. I'm going to go back over here to this view. I'm going to click Publish this site, so it's a live site. We choose an annual plan here.
Saving money, I see.
Yes. So once you've got a site published, we can go back to the dashboard. Just like Due to White before, we'll have this user function. And again, all users of Due to Pro have access to this. Click on the user functionality, and we have what's called site users. Now, again, from Due to White, if you remember this is where you would grant someone access to a site. But here you're not only granting access to the site, but you're granting access to the stats. So if I wanted to go in here, and I wanted to add a user, simply using email address, so I'm going to make Cody a user. Oh, he's in the system. Cody, Zimmerman's name, and then I choose what do I want to give Cody. I can give him stats, and I give him access to the site. If we just want stats, I can choose whether that email is sent every week or every month. If he wants full access to the site, I can grant that here as well, which will give him access to come in, edit, and make changes. Once I add user, he's now added to the list. You can see he's set up for stats emails only. If I ever want to go back and edit it, I can change it. And if I want to remove him, he can be removed right here. In addition, here's an example of what the stats email looks like. Again, it would be branded with your own image if you have one uploaded into the system. They give you high-level information on the stats. Access to all this information is emailed with your signature at the bottom. If they have access to the site, like a Due to White user would, they'll get this button to link in, and it will take them straight to that view we just saw. And they have full access to that entire stats dashboard. If they are not a approved user, they will just get the email summary, and it will be sent to them once based on the frequency you set. One note, you'll see here I am the owner of this because I'm the one who am the partner in this case. This is my account. I am not by default selected to receive the stats emails for my own customers. I can go back in and edit that and make sure I'm added so that I receive those as well. We decided not to have all of your sites automatically send you their stats every week. We let you guys go in there, add this section yourself for the sites only you want to see. You can go in and get updates that way.
To be clear on that, if you're currently receiving stats emails on sites that you have, as of this release, you'll need to go in and actually add yourself and set the stats email setting under your user account for that site to continue to receive those emails. So as of now, that will have stopped, so you will need to do this if you want to receive these emails going forward.
So that's stats. This is a big push for us. We know you guys really requested this a fair bit. We wanted to make sure we were able to really enhance the feature. I mean, this is talk about a pro feature. This is really designed so that you can better serve your audience. So that's stats. Next up is dev mode, Cody.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't noticed dev mode before, definitely check it out. So this is available. You'll see this little option right here in the upper right-hand corner if you have dev mode enabled. If you don't, you can enable it. I think it's in general settings.
I think it's actually permanent now.
Oh, is it permanent now?
Turn it on. Yeah,
Gotcha.
now you actually have to
Yeah.
utilize it.
Okay, so now if you're due to Pro, you have it right here, and I'm going to ignore this pop-up. And this is basically a code editor. This gives you full access to the site's HTML and CSS. So if you're at all tech savvy, this is really a fantastic feature for us to have for you. So you can actually go in here and you can add code that's validated in real time. So if I enter code that doesn't work, you'll see that our validation catches it. And what you can do is you can actually just enter in text. So let's say I wanted to add in a new title. Let's see. You'll see that we autocomplete the H2 tag, and if I save this, oops. Oh, I have this in the middle of a different tag. Hold on.
Ha, the validator caught you.
Yeah, validator caught me. Look at that. Okay, so I'll put that in. Let's try to save it again. Cool. Validated. I can go in here. I can see I've added a title in here. And it's cool because Duda actually recognizes this as a title inside the editor, so you can actually go in and you can edit this just like any other element inside of Duda 1, which is really cool. So we added a couple more features to the dev mode editor here that I think you're really going to like. Let me get rid of this title. One is we've added the ability to enter a new row. So let's go behind this div here, and we'll add a new row in it. And this makes it really easy to insert a new row of any size. You can enter a 1-column row or a 2-column row. And it gives you the code here. Just click copy, and then just paste it in. And you'll see we've entered a div in here. So I'm going to save this and show you what this looks like back in the editor. Yep, want to save the changes. You got to confirm it. Yes, save which. Oh, let's see. The element is in the wrong location. Uh-oh. What did I do here?
Oh, I think you placed it within another div.
I think I did too. Yeah, let's see. Let's get this out here. There we go. Let's see. This should be a good spot for this. Will this validate now?
Yes.
Man, that built-in validation really saves you, I'll tell you. Okay, so we can see that this is the new row that I've created, and it is a 2-column row. Again, it works like any other element within Duda 1. You can drag and drop elements right into this row just like you could with a row that you added just through the editor itself. So that's really cool. Let's go back into dev mode though. And if we go back to our home.html, let's see where, you'll see we actually have commented out where you can insert your own custom HTML. So let's say we wanted to do something like add an image to this first one. I can add a quick image tag. Make sure to complete it for the validation. And then we've made it really easy to find the path for any image inside your site. So I can click Get Image URL. And let's say I wanted to use this fireworks image. I'll click Select. It'll open up the path, and I can copy that. Excuse me. And then I can paste it right into here. So if I go ahead and save this, go back to the editor, you'll see my image is now inside the row.
Awesome work, guys. This, again,
Yeah.
really focused on the pro market. Want to make sure the folks that want to get under the hood, get into the code and tinker and make some changes, they have those tools right available for them.
Yeah, it's not a requirement that you go ahead and get into the code, but if you're the type of person who does, or you want to have this flexibility, the fact that we have a really robust code editor here for you to get in there, make sure your code's validated, all the elements that you're adding in here are recognized by the Duda editor, so you can edit them either way, whichever way you're most familiar with, so you're really not restricted. And you can see as you scroll through here, you can even see it's really well commented code, so you can see that we have insight rules inside of here, so if you want to edit that in the code, you can do that as well.
This is great. It's well organized. It's got syntax highlighting and coloring, so everything is here to help you as developers or you as partners in case you want to dabble in development.
Yeah, again, so the dev mode's been here for a while, but the newest features are we've added these shortcuts, and I'm sure we're going to be adding more shortcuts as we go forward with it. So definitely a cool resource to check out.
Great. We have one more thing to cover as a part of this release, and that's our new content library.
Yeah, a new content library, which is there's a lot of features in this release. So the content library is probably best to think of it like a Dropbox for your personal content for this site on Duda. And so right now this content library is empty because this is a site we built from a template, so it's prompting me to import the content. And I'll show you how to do that in just a minute, but I want to give you kind of a quick tour through the content library first. So you'll see we have options to manage images, files, and then business information. So if I click Manage Images, this will open up a familiar looking dialog for you. You can see all of the images from our stock gallery or any images that you've uploaded will appear here. This is like your central location. So if you want to manage the images that you're using on this site, this is where you're going to do that. Same thing for files. Any files that you've uploaded that you're linking to from buttons or other links on your site, you're going to have access to all of those at any time right from this menu.
And that's everything from PDFs to Excel files to
Contact
MP3s.
info.
These are actually uploaded files.
Yeah, any of your uploaded files, yeah. So what's new that you may not be familiar with is editing business information. And so I'm going to do this before I import content just to show you. We actually give you a form, and you can enter in the business information for this client's website, like their phone number, email address, social accounts, and keep it in one place so that we can automatically insert this information into an element. So if you enter in the name, phone number, and address, when you drag in a map, we'll already have their address pre-filled out for you. And if you enter more than one address or more than one phone number, we'll actually show you a list that you can select from. So let me give you an example of this. Let's enter in a couple of phone numbers. Let me just enter in, we'll call this Kent Cell. And let's see, we'll add in another one. Let's see, 650. And I'll call this Oscar Cell. And we'll add both these phone numbers to our business info. And let's go ahead and save this. So it is important to save it, just so that you're approving this content and you're accessing it everywhere on the site. Now let's go back into our site, and let's go to the Add Element section, and we'll actually add in just a Click to Call button. So let's drag and drop this into our extra column here. You'll see our phone number is Kemp Cell by default, but we can choose between Kemp Cell or Oscar Cell. And so we have access to this info from any element within the site, which is really cool. So it's like a global information contact management system for your Due2One site.
And so the benefits here, I mean, what we're talking about is if a customer's phone number changes, you have a quick and easy way to go update it site-wide. If their social media links happen to change or need to be updated, or if they add a new location, you can easily go do that here. Is that right?
Correct, yeah. So that you're constantly have access to this information wherever you are in the Due2 site. So I'm going to get rid of that information real quick and show you, if you don't want to manually type in all this information, we actually do have an option for you. You can import it automatically. So we'll go ahead and click the Import Content feature. And this should be pretty familiar to you. Being able to import content to Due2 is kind of one of our product differentiators that sets us apart from the competition. And this is not rot.com, we're going to do roti.com. I have no idea what's going on.
I don't want to find out.
Neither do I. So we'll go ahead and click Import. And Due2 is going to go ahead and go over and scrape the information from this site. And then we'll report back what we found over here. So the first thing you'll see is we show you all the images that we found. We put circle mouse on that, but those are actually the images we found on the site, as well as a list of addresses. So this Roti has more than one location, so we've got all the locations that we found listed here. We also list all the phone numbers that we found for this site, as well as all the different social media contacts. And if this looks good, we can choose to save it. Give it a sec to save. There we go. And now all this information is accessible and stored in our business information. So if we were, you can see as we scroll down, you can see all the addresses are listed here. Then if we were to go on and add a map or a multi-location element, we'd be able to select the address that we want to use. So it's really easy to manage this. And this is just for this site. If you create a different site, none of this information will be brought over. It's on a site-by-site basis, not for your entire account. So you can keep all your clients' info organized.
Yeah. This is a really kind of a hot new feature that we tested on the Facebook group. We got some serious interest in it. And this is V1, right? We're starting with this is the first version, but there'll be iterations and enhancements made to this as we go forward to make it easier and easier for you as a partner to manage the business information of your customers.
Yeah, if you haven't already noticed, every month we have sprints or updates, as you might know them, to the platform, and they either have improvements, enhancements, or just new features in general. So remember, every month we're constantly updating our platform.
Yep. And with that, we did one last update that we're going to share with you before we get to your questions, and that's new templates.
Yay!
We know you guys love the new templates. We've added, I believe, all 4 of these were new with this release. But one of the ones we'll just do a quick highlight of is this style template, Aquamarine and Bold. We added a new navigation style with this template, one that's becoming more and more popular, and we wanted to make sure we kept up to date with the latest design. And this is, as Cody and Oscar alluded to earlier, the menu icon, or hamburger icon as some people call it. When this is selected now, it basically creates an all-over screen overlay, and then you're able to navigate to different pages using this style of a navigation. You'll also notice there's a cool animation as I click this, where it goes into the X.
I'm glad I'm not the only person who noticed that, because it's like the bars fold into an X. It's like they turn sideways.
Yep.
It's almost like it's transformed.
And you'll see that this applies to the desktop. The tablet version gets the same treatment. And the mobile gets your slide-in navigation. But again, all of this is customizable in the editor, and you can go work with this. So those are the new templates. With that, that's pretty much all I had. We were very happy with this release. This is a big one for us. The combination of the partner plans into one unified plan, Duda Pro, the new features that all carry a very heavy partner or pro bias, as well as the engineering and support changes I mentioned earlier, really do surmise, where we're going, how we want to support you, and how we want to really make it as easy as possible for you to build sites using our platform. So, with that, let's get to the Q&A, guys. We ready? Cody, you want to drive?
Sure, yeah, let me. Oh, Rick, you didn't like the music? Oh, man.
Eddie did, though. Nice.
Yeah.
Eddie, rock on.
Jeanette says they call it a hamburger in Canada.
Let's see.
How many templates do we have in total? I'm not sure now. It's a good question. I think we're over 20 at this point?
Yeah.
Well, I got to
We've
count.
been over 20 for a while.
Well, we'll count. Why don't you do Jeffrey here?
Jeffrey's asking, are insights available for Duda mobile sites? The answer to that is unfortunately no. Insights is definitely part of Duda One. Since we're able to control the desktop, the tablet, and the mobile, we just have more information, and it's definitely part of the Duda One product.
Just did a quick count. If my math does me right, 34 templates currently in the editor, of which 6 were added in the last 60 days. So we're really putting out some new content.
Nice. Rick is asking, is there a report I can run which will show me all of my insights running by date and which page and which insight is used?
Not off the bat. This is something that we're working on. Obviously, insights are going to be dependent upon analytics to prove their effectiveness. So we'll be adding additional reporting and tracking capabilities soon.
Anthony, you're asking if there are plans to add insights to Duda Mobile, and again, I think the answer to that is no.
Yeah, there's something to be said for this, because the Duda Mobile is mobile only. The only thing that we're not doing, we allow you to customize by device, and we allow you to do offer that information, but setting up scheduled triggers and that sort of thing are not part of Duda Mobile or part of the plans at this time. But our VP of Product is here, and we'll make sure she knows.
Let's see, Eddie, you're asking, can we cover how proximity is determined and how accurate you found it to be during your testing? Sure, so the proximity is actually determined by IP address. So you have two different options when it comes to determining a user's location. You can either do it by IP address or you can do it by actual GPS from device. And the problem with doing it with GPS from device is you actually have to prompt the user and ask them for permission. And we thought that was a little invasive. We didn't want that to be the default mechanism, so we're doing it by IP address. And typically you're using this to market to users who are nearby to you, so it should work well. And it's to the zip code level, meaning if that's as close as you can get.
Yeah, it's city level actually.
Yeah, city.
Yeah, it'll be whatever the major market is determined at this point. We are working on making it more accurate. That'll be in another release again as we develop the product out. But we would say, like, the idea would be from where we are, we could do a different phone number, contact us using Insights for San Francisco versus Palo Alto versus San Jose if we had 3 different locations, and we could determine the user's location, again, based on city.
Julianne, you're asking, is it search engine friendly? SEO?
Yes. No, so yes, all of our sites are search engine friendly, and they do get indexed by Google and Bing and any other search platform. But the main thing here is that you want to add the proper SEO to your site. So make sure to add your keywords, your title, and everything else that goes along with it.
Rick, I'm glad you liked it. Julianne is asking, does it have real-time analytics? Again, not now. We're working on reporting for insights, and like Kim said, we're going to have all that functionality in a couple of weeks. But real-time reporting is not going to be part of that.
Actually, we're going to get closer to real time. We'll be redoing the back end of the analytics as well in the near future. Stay tuned for the later product updates, and we'll keep you informed.
Let's see. Cesar is asking about coffee. I'd love some. Colette is asking, can you use custom colors for social media icons?
At this time, no. That's actually been one of my requests in there a lot, trying to get that set up. Right now it's black, white, or the default colors and formats we have. But thanks for the suggestion. I'll use it to help.
And remember, you can always add your own icons and images if you'd like. You can upload them through the image tool. Just, instead of using the internal Duda social icons, just add your own icons. There's plenty of icons out there.
Eddie is asking, hey fellas, can we get a lifetime one-pay option for Duda One? We need Duda ASAP.
Well, yeah, we do have lifetime purchasing for Duda One and for Duda mobile sites. When you get to the purchase page, the three options are monthly, annual, or lifetime. So check that out. We've also updated that in the partner portal and the Facebook group.
Yeah, it's called the Site for Life plan. And if you have more questions about it, you can type Site for Life into support.dudamobile.com.
Or you can reach out to me. We can answer your questions. You can reach out to partners@dudamobile.com if you have any questions, and we'll answer you and get you straightened out.
Okay, Carlos is asking, hi, in my control panel, I don't see the option to create users. When do you activate this option? And Carlos, you need to have a site that's published before you can add or create users for it. So if your site isn't published, you won't have an option to manage users for it.
Right. So we can see here a site that's not published does not have users. A site that is published or needs to be republished does have the user option.
Yeah. So basically publish your site, and then you'll have the option to be able to add users.
Kelton saying, hey guys, great work. Here's my question. I noticed the new edit business information on their content library. I've been attempting to create a hyper-targeted business location directly. Should I use this area for dynamically managing business listings? Is this now the best way to add, subtract, or organize listings rather than the multi-listings element that is listed in organization listings? Yeah, definitely. If you're managing multiple locations for this business, or you have different locations, different profiles, different business information, definitely use the business info part of your content library. It's going to be the easiest way to organize this content. Ian is just saying, no questions, but fantastic new features for your customers. Love the branded email. Glad to hear the feedback, Ian.
Awesome. Thanks, Ian.
See, Kelton is asking, additionally, is there a way going to be the ability to organize the business information in a drag-and-drop sorting capability?
Interesting thought. Again, our VP of Product is here today, so we'll make sure she knows that.
Rick is asking, will there ever be a menu that follows you down the page?
So you want some sort of a side fixed menu that goes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, I would say, but I don't have that definitively on the roadmap. We're working on a lot of different new ideas as it comes to navigation and menus. So
yeah, the best way to find out whether or not we added like a new template that we just showed you with the overlaid menu style, be sure to check out the partner newsletter, because that's where we'll continuously update you with any new features, templates, or anything else that we come up with.
Yeah.
Brian is asking, when will we get the Duda Pro dashboard? And you have that right now.
Actually, yeah, everyone should have that right now.
And then Tracy is asking, will you be updating the design tool and analytics for mobile-only websites?
As of right now, I don't have an answer to that question. So I apologize. We don't have that right in front of us. We'll hopefully have an update for you on that soon.
I can tell you that as far as the analytics part of that question, the analytics has been updated not just for Duda One, but also for Duda Mobile. So the same stats that we showed you today will apply for your Duda Mobile sites as well as your Duda One sites, just to make that clear. Aris, you're asking if the webinar will be available later. Yes, we are recording this, and we'll be actually sending out an email follow-up tomorrow to all of you with a link to this recording.
Mm-hmm. Rick, we're sorry all the talk about hamburgers is making you hungry. We're sitting here almost through our lunch hour too, so we're with you.
Let's see, C is asking, for Duda 1, is Duda aware on mobile landscape view the header takes up half screen real estate? Let's see. Okay, this seems like more of an issue that we should probably take a deeper look at than we can really answer right now.
Yeah, I'd recommend contacting support to let them know if it's a bug or an issue like that. And if it is an issue, we'll look into it, and then we'll hopefully have it fixed soon.
John's asking, are Insight features available to the client when creating or editing their own sites when given the right to do so? That's a great question.
Yeah, and the answer is yes. Insight is part of the white label interface. It's one of the tools that they have so they can add insights or remove them themselves.
Josh is asking, why can't I see the dashboard? Is the dashboard down? Okay, Josh, if you're having issues, definitely contact support.
Hit priority support up. They'll hopefully be able to fix it soon.
Let's see. Maria is asking, why do I have to publish the mobile sites every time I log in?
Yeah, that's interesting, and we can tell you the reason for that. It's typically because of the synchronization functionality. We do try to make sure elements auto-sync as much as possible. Certain times that sync gets out of alignment and needs you to actively do a republish, and that's just going to make sure the site stays in sync with the desktop. So yeah, just follow those instructions, and you should be good.
Julianne wants to know if we'll have themes similar to GoToMeeting.com with wide bars floating down.
We're taking theme suggestions every day. We're working on all sorts of new themes. So again, there's too many to actually try to attribute, but we'll try to get as many different styles out there as we can.
Yeah, and if you have specific examples of what you want out of a theme or maybe a specific trend or style, let us know.
Yeah.
That's how we build them.
Send it to partners@dudamobile.com, and we'll funnel it up to the design team.
Okay, so Willie's actually got a pretty good question here. He's asking, since we're now Duda Pro, can you briefly discuss the dashboard area for Pro, since I've never used it, add the Duda Design Partner Program?
Sure. So what we will all notice as part of the plan is that the navigation here has changed slightly. You'll all have the Duda Pro option, and then you're given 4 tabs or 4 sublinks. The partner portal is the same. So it's going to be your resources, your videos, your white label collateral, all of that's there. And then we include 3 more options. First is the domains. We do have articles at support.dudamobile.com that go through exactly how to set these up, but this is basically where you're going to set up where does your white label portal exist. Then you're going to set up where do your Duda 1 sites reside, if you have them on your own or use our multiscreensite.com. And then you can set up Duda Mobile, and this is, again, either mobilewebsiteserver.com or your own domain. The second option here is custom branding. This is a very cool tool. It's kind of fun to use. You're able to go in and you'll see these 6 screens. It's your dashboard, your login screen, Duda 1 editor, Duda 1 preview, Duda Mobile editor, and Duda Mobile preview, where you're able to go in and start to make changes to the colors. Usually we've got predefined ones, but you have access to full spectrum of colors as you want to change and make it so it matches your brand. We also give you the option here to upload a logo, and this logo would reside in this bar. And you can choose those here, and you can edit links, text, buttons, and more. As you get to these preview screens, they have a background color, so that activates the background option. And again, same thing, you add a logo and change the color. And then we do give you access to some custom CSS for different areas there. You can go in and make those changes. But basically, that's how you go in and make changes to the way the editor works. The last option here is communications, and we're going to leave this page. The communications are 2 pieces. One is the email a customer gets when they are given access, and the other is the stats email. So here we have the emails for Duda 1 and Duda Mobile sites, what they look like, what you want your signature to be, and the sender email address, which would be your address that you want to have these appear to come from. That's really it, those 3 sections. Again, go to support.dudamobile.com to get full support articles on exactly how this works. Or you can just
click on the little question mark there, and that will explain everything. That's the same article knowledge base.
Yep, and type in Duda Pro in the search bar if you want to, and all these articles are available on the support portal.
And when you pull it in a new window, we do have related articles too, so that you can go in there and see exactly what you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Cool.
Juliana asked, do the sites get found? Are they SEO friendly? Yes, they are. We actually have a great webinar in the portal by UpCity, an SEO firm, where they went through our products and exactly how they work with best practices for SEO. Strongly suggest you take a look at it. And we also have several SEO settings within the editor itself.
And see, David's asking what URL do users visit when you give them access to a site. And I just want to mention that this is actually something you have control over inside of your Duda Pro account. So you can choose what we call your dashboard domain.
That's that one. Right?
Yeah, it's that one.
Right, which is this one right here. So we have a default one, which will be a subdomain of mobile website server or multiscreensite.com. I think you can choose from either one. Or you can choose your own custom domain using your own domain name that you own. So you actually do have a lot of flexibility over that. Jeanette is asking, any plans to add m-commerce?
I can answer that. Yes. Actually, e-commerce, not m-commerce, but e-commerce across Duda One sites should be available as soon as the 90 days out. We're really getting close to having that available soon.
Phil wants to know, does Duda One have blog capabilities?
And I can answer that one too. No. This is one of our most requested features. It's going to be in the near term. Hopefully, we'll add blogging capabilities to our Duda One sites.
Bill's following up with, wow, add e-commerce to the mix, and the sky would be the limit. Thanks for the info.
Oh, the sky will be the limit come 90 days from now.
It's a secret.
Let's see. Okay, Josh is asking, maybe this has been asked already, but is there an option to embed the Duda Mobile Preview Builder on an affiliate website? Then we can have the client see the mobile version right away from our branded website.
Yeah, so yes, this is available through the API, Josh. So if you were a partner, yes, you have the API available to you. Just be sure to request access and take a look at the documentation, which you can actually find at, I believe it's support.dudamobile.com/API.
Yep.
Yeah. There we go. support.dudamobile.com/API. And what you're looking for is actually a mobile presale preview or maybe multi-screen preview. So take a look at that, and that will get you on the right path, Josh.
Okay, Eddie is asking, is the insight triggered based on the time zone that we enter in the biz info section? You can actually choose the time zone inside of the insight. So if we go back over to our dashboard, let me just open up the insight to show you. Let's log in.
Yeah.
There's a little drop down inside of here. So let's go ahead and edit this. And just bear with me 1 second here.
Yeah, the quick answer is yes. You're able to select the time zone based on that drop-down menu. And that should be what the insight targets all sort of time-based triggers on, is the selected time zone.
Right, so if I go inside of here, you'll see that I'm editing the time trigger right now for a coupon widget, and then I can just choose the time zone. And you can enter in any time zone inside of here. And so this will be based on this for this insight only. So you can actually change that. You can add another insight in, and that can be based on an entirely different time zone.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. David's asking, we have clients who use call tracking with dynamic number insertion. Will your HTML editor support this type of JavaScript?
Answer is yes. We actually have done this with mobile sites alone in the past. People could do this with Duda One sites all the way up till now. We do have access to individual elements, so you can support dynamic phone number serving.
Yeah, you can actually add that right now. We have a place in the site settings where you can just add to the head specifically, or if you want to, you can add your custom tracking codes to the code straight into developer mode. So you have a couple options there.
Eddie's asking a fantastic question here. Yes. What if one insight is set up for after hours and another insight is set up for location? How do you know which insight takes control of the experience?
I believe after talking to our product manager that you can't have two insights that are running on the same exact criteria at the same time, but because they're different, one would be during a certain time and the other one would be for a location, each one would show its respective trigger or criteria, I should say. So if I have one running from 9 to 5, that's one insight, and if somebody is accessing it from a different location, they will get that specific insight. So That's how it works.
You're encouraged to actually have multiple insights running on any given site. The idea being that we have an example of a restaurant that's running its specials. So the actual special section changes on the homepage every day because we have an insight running Monday, one Tuesday, one Wednesday, one Thursday, one Friday. And that's a great way to keep the content fresh.
Josh, it looks like you're having issues with your dashboard, so definitely please contact Priority Support, and those guys will take a look and see if they can help you out there. Let's see, Scott is asking, or saying, great webinar and features. This is great, just confirming. So now all current partners have the same capabilities and features with Duda Pro.
That's correct.
Yep.
That's it. We brought you all together in the same plan.
Yep, you're all Duda Pro partners. There's no longer two different levels. You're all Duda Pros. Let's see. John is asking, are insight features available to the client when creating and editing? So we've already answered that one. Let's see.
Yeah, we're starting to get into.
Dan's asking, can you offer the client the option to create their own site or editing their own? So again, this is one of those features where out of the box you have to create the site for behalf of your customer and then grant them access to edit and make changes. If you choose to, you can use the API to recreate almost the entire Duda experience. You would need to follow the documentation we referenced earlier for how to do that.
Dean is asking, are there plans to integrate the insight notifications with the customer's social media pages and links to push this information out on all their platforms?
As far as I know, no, there isn't. And also, pushing this would be a little difficult. It's the underlying technology for Insight may be a little different, but no plans for that yet. But like with anything on our platform, we're continuously improving and enhancing it. So look out for any new changes that come along.
Brian, you're asking, where did the white label section go on the dashboard? It's under the Duda Pro link now. So if you previously it would have said Duda Design or Duda White, now it just says Duda Pro, and that's where all your white label stuff is.
Great. Love guys, all the congratulations, Rick and Kelton. Thank you so much. Another Rick, different Rick. Is it best practice to move a currently built site to a new template? Is there best practice? So we have template families which allow you to easily move one template to another within the family. When trying to move to a template that's not in that family, you are typically going to be starting to build the site all over again. Hopefully you're able to make that migration as easy as possible.
Cesar, I'd love for some Taco Tuesday action with my coffee. I appreciate you being so generous taking this webinar. Let's see, Blake is asking, I may have missed this. If I was a Duda Design member, is there a pricing increase for Duda Pro, or is it an auto upgrade?
Yeah. We sent an email out to all partners earlier this week regarding pricing. If you have specific questions, don't hesitate to contact me, Kemp, that's K-E-M-P, at dudamobile.com, and I'd be happy to go over your pricing with you and what it looks like.
Jordan's asking, for our customers, is there training for them that is white labeled with partner info?
We do have some white label videos in the partner portal on how they can use what was Duda White, but how they can use the customer-facing editor. That's, again, partner portal under, I believe, video resources. We will be developing more. This is an area we're really dedicated to. We know that the collateral is important to you guys. We want to make sure we get that one.
Let's see.
What about that?
Okay, Blake is asking, love the insight tools. Will there be an option down the road to insert custom data collection forms?
Pop-ups. Yes, that is on the roadmap for sure.
You can actually do that now, Blake, though. So the way you would do it now is if you have an insight running, remember that insight is just essentially a row of content. You can, if you have your own third-party form, maybe a Woo form, you can add that with the HTML embed widget and then place that on your insight, and it will just run exactly during your criteria or during your set date and time.
Right. I think you may have been asking though for the traditional, like a pop-up that appears over the screen and goes
okay.
out.
We haven't really thought of it. Yeah, that's
Actually, that's in the works.
Is it?
I can tell you that is. Yep.
All right, let's see. Brian is asking, will the insight be available for API?
I don't think there's any calls you use insights for via the API. Take a look at the API docs. I don't think we're going to have anything that's that specific. The API is more how you interact with the editor, not what the editor shows.
Let's see. Dan, you're asking, is the chat button still on site's pages? I don't see it.
So from a support perspective, no, we do not support chat anymore. the chat functionality did not serve the needs of our majority of our partners. So we have the phone, the priority phone line that we give partners, as well as the priority email address for all your support needs, as well as the pages in the partner portal and the support portal.
Okay, let's see. David, you're asking, is there a way to import an iframe to a Duda mobile site and resize it for the mobile screen?
Yeah, I'd recommend for that one, because it is an iframe and you're embedding things like that, I'd recommend calling support to make sure that you can actually get that resized to the right dimension. So give support a call, and they may be able to walk you through how to set that up. David,
one quick word of caution on that is to be careful, because while we can resize the iframe, we can't affect the content that's behind the iframe, right? Whatever other website you're showing through that iframe. So if that content's not mobile friendly, it's not going to look good on a mobile site. So it's just something to keep in mind, when working with iframes on Duda Mobile.
Mm-hmm. Quick time check, everybody. Just want to let you know we've hit an hour and 5 minutes so far. I'm happy to stay and keep doing questions, guys. Yeah? I think we'll just kind of power through. We have just a few more.
We only got 3 left.
Wow, I didn't even realize we were there.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Phil is asking about the price range for Duda 1.
Yep. Duda 1 sites remain the same price range. We've got them at partner pricing is $13 a month in the monthly contract. It's $117 on an annual contract, which equates to about a 25% discount as opposed to the monthly. And then the annual, the Site for Life is $299 Site for Life pricing. Yep.
Let's see. Well, thank you, Brian. We appreciate the kind words. Carol is asking, will there be a replay of this webinar? Yes, this has been recorded. We'll be sending out a replay tomorrow. Anthony, you're asking, let's see, what the easiest way to explain Duda 1 to a prospect is to show them the white label editor. Okay, this is now the previous to be published. Looks like this is something you may want to contact either the support or the partner team. Yeah, reach out. We'd be happy to hear you out, Anthony, on your feedback. Go ahead and send that to partners@dudamobile.com, and then we'll go ahead and respond there. Finally, Phil's asking, when selling to clients, what's the suggested range?
Sure. This is an interesting question. So I would look at a couple of things. We always tell you to go tell our partners to look at who's in their region and who's offering sites. You're going to be competing with everyone from small developers all the way up to larger service companies that make books that are made of pages that are yellow that service small businesses. They all offer price sheets, and they pretty much explain exactly what they're looking at and what they offer. So take a look at those price sheets and evaluate yourself. I can tell you now that some of the larger agencies start off at $1,000 for a responsive site and go up from there. When you compare that to what we're offering from a cost standpoint, if we're talking about an annual site price, you charge $1,000, subtract the $117. That leaves you a nice margin to play with there. Decide what's important to you. Do you want to be high touch? Do you want to work with customers and be highly responsive to their needs, or do you want to try to go on a volume play and sell at a lower price? These are all factors you can work with and try to figure out. I think we actually have some tips in the partner portal under getting started on how to set up a business model and work what pricing looks like. Right, and we also have on what program to use, whether you want to focus on Duda Mobile or Duda 1. So be sure to take a look at those resources and the videos available in the partner portal. With that, guys, I think we're going to call it. We're really excited again about Duda 1 and Duda Pro and Duda Mobile and all the Duda that we have out there. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll be sure to share this webinar when it's done. Thanks again, guys. Bye-bye. Have a good day.